Hey, welcome back to Hebrew Literacy. We are continuing through the book of First Kings today, chapter 14. We will be doing verse 6, and if there's time, verse 7 as well. This is a continuation of our Listen and Learn and Visual Learning directed Hebrew immersion series. You can get something out of these series, whatever your level is in Hebrew. Even if you're just learning how to read, this is a good place to be. Also, we're in the Word. One quick apology for tonight. This verse 6 I had marked up last time and we didn't make it to it. So I was still colorizing the verb, so you'll notice there's still like a a mauve coloring on the verbal roots. So sorry about that, that's still there. I did add to it to highlight a bit better this time with kind of the glowing vav conversives and such. So hopefully, and a couple other things I added. So hopefully that'll make up for that. So if we make it to the next verse I already don't have the verbal roots colorized, only the augments to the roots. Okay? So if you're wondering what's up with that, that's what's going on. We do have our legend down here at the bottom that gives you pretty much an idea what's going on. We've got red is definiteness, yellow marks a pronoun, and then we're still using the verbal coloration here, and then orangish is prepositions, hunter green is a conjunction, aqua is a construct chain, and like a bluish color or cyan marks an augment to a verb showing you the person, like I, you, he, for example. And then the sense signs, on this particular side, the sense signs are actually marked. All right. May Adonai bless anyone hearing my voice. Yevarech Adonai et kol shomai koli achshav. Even now. May it be his will that he fills your mouth with praise and your hearts with peace. כן יהי רצון כי ימלא את פיכם בתהילה ולבבכם בשלמה. לכל הדברים האלה אנחנו נברכך בזכות ישוע HaMashiach. All right, so let's continue. Oh, that was just all these things we pray by the merit of Yeshua, the Messiah. By the way, this is Hebrew Literacy, and everyone is welcome here. The Hebrew learning, the idea is to be non-sectarian, so you could be Orthodox Jewish, you could be Hebrew rooter, you could be some flavor of Christian or Roman Catholic or Eastern Orthodox. You can be basically anyone who loves the God of Israel is welcome to study the Holy Tongue with us. We do have two different chat rooms on Telegram. One is the kind of non-sectarian, just a bunch of people who love biblical Hebrew, helping each other learn, sharing resources, and you can ask questions over there and I'll chime in and help as well. That is on the Telegram app, which is available for Windows, Apple, iOS, I think Windows Phone also, if that's still an OS out there, Linux, and Android. And the screening room is https://t.me, that's me, / Hebrew Literacy. That will land you with our admins, and they just want to say hello and check you out first before adding you to the room. And if you're more of our particular sectarian understanding of the Bnei Israel, then you can join us over at t.me/messianic chat, and that will also land you in an admin screening room where we check you out first before adding you to our community. All right, that's a community that acknowledges the messiahship of Yeshua and also acknowledges the importance of Chazal, that is, of the Jewish sages, and living by the Torah properly. All right, so that's really more for our particular group. So you're welcome in either one if you fit in either one, okay? Anyway, you can also ask questions here on YouTube. So hopefully you're here with us in our premiere today and you can participate in the live chat. Just make sure you're logged in to YouTube or it won't let you do that. If you missed it, you can leave me a comment in the comments down below and I'll be happy to answer your questions to the best of my ability. So we are in 1 Kings 14 and picking up with verse 6. First, I'll just scan the verse and then we'll pick it apart. Vayihiy kishmoa Achiyahu et kol ragleyha vapetach vayomer, boiy, eshet, Yaravoam, actually Yaravoam, lamah ze at mitnakerah, or mitnakerah. Actually, probably should have just made that pink instead. Ve'anochi shaloach elayich kasha. All right. Thinking if I should change the color of that mitnakerah there. We'll leave it as it is for now. I haven't really thought how I'll do it with participles. Okay, so the very first word, let's zoom in a bit. By the way, if you're an auditory learner, feel free, you don't have to watch. I'm trying to be cognizant and aware of the different learning styles we have out there. All right. So, verse 6 of 1 Kings 14. It says, vayihiy. So, yehi, it's from the verb haya. Hey, yod, hey, and you'll notice there's nothing there. We're missing the final hey, as oftentimes works with verbs that end in a hey. And this has the yod prefix to it, the y. That means he will be, or it will be. Then we have a vav conversive, which changes the aspect. Vayihiy, and it was. And it was, next word, kishmoa. The verb is shama. It's an infinitive form, and we have a kaf in front. Whenever you have the inseparable preposition kaf or bait in front of an infinitive, that usually means when. So literally as listening or as hearing. So vayihiy kishmoa. So it was when heard. Who heard? Achiyahu. And if you're a visual learner, that's why it's in gray, because it's a name. Achiyahu, that's the name of the Navi, of the prophet. Vayihiy kishmoa Achiyahu. And it was when Achiyahu heard. Okay, what did he hear? Let's see what he heard. Et, we don't translate, aleph tav. That's the definite direct object marker. Kol ragleyha. Kol ragleyha. Kol. Kaf, pardon me, kuf. Vav lamed, that's kol, meaning voice, not to be confused with kaf, like I said at first, which would have meant all. So voice or sound is kol. So sound, and because this is a construct chain, we have a cyan box around it if you're watching. We're going to have of in between these words, as long as it doesn't sound weird in English. So kol, sound of ragleyha. So this is the word regalim, resh gimel lamed, regel, which means foot. Regel is a foot. You could think of the queen with her regal feet as she walks down the hall, right? Regal, meaning having something to do with royal, right? So regalim is the plural, feet. And when the mem disappears, right, it's not here, we still have the yod that came before the mem, but the mem is gone, then that's actually the construct state for that word. So feet of ha, and ha, I have it colorized yellow, that is a pronoun, pronominal suffix, meaning her. So kol ragleyha. Now because the last word has ha at the end, it has a suffix, that makes that word definite, right? There are three ways to make a word definite. One is it's a name. Two is it has the definite article on it. And three is it has a suffix on it showing ownership. So the feet of her feet, that definitely has ownership. In a construct chain, when the last word is definite, it imparts that definiteness to all the words in the chain. So we will try to say the in front of those words in English when we translate. So kol, instead of just saying kol, we're going to say the kol. The sound of her feet, or the feet of her, ragleyha. Okay. Vayihiy kishmoa Achiyahu. So it was when Achiyahu heard et kol ragleyha, the sound of her feet. Ba'ah, ba'ah. She was approaching. She entered. She entered. Vapetach, vapetach. So the bait that is inseparable preposition in or at. And if you're looking, at the screen we have a patach under there and a glowing dagesh in the next letter. So that means there's a ha that was under there, the ancient Hebrew hal. So beit is in or at. Ap means the. Petach. Petach is entrance, related to the verbal root patach. Pe, tav, chet, which means open, open. Or a mafteach, which is a key. So ba'a, she arrived or she entered. Vapetach, at the entrance. She had arrived at the entrance. So petach is an entrance, again related to opening. Vayomer. Yomer means he will say. But we have a vav conversive there. Va yomer. And he said. And he said, then he said. Now this is in quotes. Boiy. Boiy. So that e at the end, this is a feminine singular command form from the verb bo, beit, vav, aleph. The vav is gone because that happens with verbs that have a vav in the middle. It likes to disappear. So boiy, if you sing that, if you do the sidur, you might be familiar with the zemer. boiy chala, lecha dodi lihikakala, pene Shabbat nekabela, lecha dodi lihikakala, pene Shabbat nekabela. Sorry, it's hard to stop that song once you start. So the boiy chala, it's saying enter, O bride, right? Treating the Shabbat as the Sabbath bride. So boiy is talking to a woman. If you're just talking to a man, you'd say bo. Hey, you're talking to a man named Bo. Bo, come over here. Bo, Bo, Pora. Vayomer, and he said, boiy, come or enter. Eshet, Yaravoam, eshet. So this is from the word isha, aleph, sheen, hey, which means woman or wife. So, and this is the construct form of it. We have a construct chain here. Eshet, wife of Yaravoam. So again, this is a name. It's definite, so we're going to get the. So you could say, enter the wife of Yaravoam. More than likely, this is like a vocative. Oh, wife of Yaravoam. I should have checked the Septuagint to see how it's translated into the Jewish Greek. If they use the vocative case, that'd be very interesting. Enter, oh, wife of Yaravoam. All right. If anyone out there is Greek-minded and you have a check the Septuagint for me. Let me know. All right. Now he continues to speak. Lamah ze. Lamah means why. For what purpose, literally. The word was formed over time. I have the breakdown down below with the inseparable preposition lamed, meaning for. And then there was like the, for the, ma, for the why. Or just for why, for what. Lama, for what? Zachem, for what? Why? Ze, Zion, hey. Why this? Why this? At. Aleph Tav means you when speaking to a woman. If you're wondering why there's a dagesh in the Tav, that's because in ancient Hebrew it was either ant or ent. And this still survives into some other Semitic languages with the noon there. So the noon assimilated. The ant or the ent, perhaps even int, it went into the Tav, and so we have two Tavs now. At. Like a really strong at. Lama ze, why is this? At, that you. Mitnakerah. And again, it's really not marking a person there. It's really, I should probably not have made that cyan, maybe pink or something. Let me see if that's fixable. All right, that's not the best I could do, but at least you see there's some pink there. That's really not the same as an affix to a verb. that would be giving you, it's a participle form, right? So those really behave more like verbal adjectives. So this mitnakerah, I'm going to not read it as mitnakerah, instead just mitnakerah, okay? That's just the feminine ending, as if it was an adjective. Now the mit I've colorized, and in the future we'll be making this the purplish color, and the verb will just be white, all right? Sorry about that. This mit is an indicator that this is a Hitpael binyan, all right? So the basic verbal root, nun, kaf, resh, has to do with recognizing, right? Recognizing, or yeah. And the hitpael is to do to oneself, is to make oneself unrecognizable. So mitnakerah is the feminine of that, right? So if I was saying I instead of at, say the prophet was a prophetess instead. And instead of at, say he said ani or anochi, and he's a girl, let's say. She's a girl, let's say. It's a prophetess. Then we would use still the same form of this verbal participle here. It would still say mitnakerah. Or if he's talking about somebody else, a girl, and he said he, right? He, which means she, then mitnakerah also would be the same form, because this isn't the same as a perfect or an imperfect form of the verb where we have conjugate, where it conjugates and such. Okay? Okay? And technically speaking, the ba'a up above, it also could be a participle form. This just so happens that it's pointed the same way if it's a feminine singular participle as if it's a perfect third person feminine singular. So sorry for all the grammar jargon. That's just for those of you who want it, okay? If this stresses you, just let it wash over you. Don't worry about it. The point is to get you to start recognizing certain patterns, all right, over time. In the meantime, we're immersed in the Holy Scripture. All right. Lamah ze at mitnakerah. Why this at? Or for what purpose is this that at, you, mitnakerah, have disguised yourself? Ve anochi, and I, shaloach. Shaloach. This is a passive participle from the verb shin lamed chet, which is to send. Shaloach, since it's passive, means and am sent. So he's speaking in a lot of participles now, right? So ani is actually like the noun, right? That's a pronoun, and shaluach is like an adjective in a way. So like you could say I am big, but you could also say I am sent, right? I am a sent one, right? So ve anochi, while I or and I shaluach have been sent or am a sent one, elayich, el aleph lamed unto ayich, unto you. So why are you disguising yourself while I am one who's been sent unto you? Kasha. Kuf or kaf, shin, hey, kasha. So kasha means like sternly or strongly, or like, it depends how it's used, right? So in Shemot and Exodus, we're told that when the Pharaoh and his servants, the normal Egyptian citizens, enslaved Israel, they gave us all kinds of work in the field, blah, 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 blah. And all the work was avodah, labor, kasha. It's fitting to translate like backbreaking labor or harsh labor. So it can be harsh. So I've been sent to you harshly. It's probably is intended adverbially. Adverbially? Yeah. Okay. Any comments or questions? How are you guys doing? All right. Let's see. I think we have time for another verse. Let me check to see how long the next verse is. Hold on. Let's read this one again, and then we'll see. Verse 6. Vayihiy kishmoa achiyahu. And literally, he came to pass, and it was kishmoa, when heard, achiyahu, that's the prophet, et kol ragleyha, the kol, the sound or the voice of the feet of her. ba'a, approaching. Yeah, that feels more natural. They're approaching. So you see, ba'a, it could be she approached, or it could be, yeah. I think it's she arrived or she approached, because it doesn't really agree with her feet in the plural, if that's what's happening, right? And it doesn't agree with Cole either, right? So I think it's got to be going back to she, her. Okay. So although Cole, I wonder, does it sometimes function? It's masculine, but I wonder if sometimes it functions. Might it really does feel like it's going back to the sound of her footsteps, ba'a, approaching. Vapetach, at the petach, at the entrance, or the opening, literally. Vayomer, and he said, boiy, enter, eshet, Yaravoam, isha, wife, O wife, of Yaravoam. Lamah, why is this? At, that you, mitnakerah, have disguised yourself or made yourself unrecognizable. Ve'anochi shaloach, elayich kasha, while I was sent unto you harshly. Yeah, I think there's not time for the other verse, because look, the next verse is pretty long. It's pretty long. All right, so let's go through it again then. Practice your auditory listening. This time try to translate most of it yourself. Vayihiy kishmoa achiahu et kol ragleyha. Vayihiy. Now it was kishmoa, when shimoa achiahu et kol ragleyha. The kol ragleyha ba'a. I don't know what that A is saying there. There might be an alternate form to the verb that would match better, like ba, right? I bet some of the other manuscripts just say ba to agree better with kol, right? The sound of her feet approaching, right? That'd be much better as a, yeah, as a active participle there. Vapetach, v, at, up, the petach, entrance, or the opening, literally, the portal. Give me a portal. Vayomer. The verb is amah, aleph, mem, resh. Then he's boiy, from the verb beit, vav, aleph, enter. Eshet, Yaravoam. O wife, literally the wife of Yaravoam. Lamah, at mitnakerah. Why is this? At. At. That you, mitnakerah, are disguised. You could say just like the noun being at and the verbal adjective being mitnakerah. Just like the ba'a up above, when I said kol, I would have expected it to just be ba, agreeing with the kol. And there's an A saying that other manuscript, there's something in other manuscript evidence. I just can't check that right now to see what other manuscripts say. I bet it's ba. Or it could be this, but that doesn't mean this is wrong in the Masorah. It could be he has a, dialectical way of speaking that tends towards putting ah at the end of things. Maybe it was attracted by the ragleyha, ba'a. Okay. Continuing. The anochi shaloach elayich kasha. The anochi, while I, shalu, was shalached, was sent. Shin lamed chet. Elayich, el, aleph lamed, unto you, kasha, harshly. All right, if you're a visual learner and you've been doing pretty well and you think you've got it all, I recommend you join the auditory listeners and try just to listen this last time through, and try to, maybe I'll go through 2 more times. One time only slow pace, maybe moderate pace, and then the last time brisker. And try to understand. Vayihiy kishmoa achiyahu et kol ba'a vapetach vayomer boiy eshet Yaravoam lamah at mitnakerah ve'anochi elayich kasha. Okay, final time through. How'd you? All right, let's go again. Let's go again. Vayihiy kishmoa achiyahu kol ragleyha vapetach vayomer boiy eshet Yaravoam lamah at mitnakerah ve'anochi shaloach elayich kasha. How'd you guys do? Everybody do okay? Any questions? Well, I want to give a special thanks and shout out to our patrons out there. If you're not a patron, please consider if you like the work that we're doing, please consider becoming a monthly supporter. You can do that. The address is in the video down below over at www.patreon.com/Hebrew literacy. Or you can buy my book over there, my translation and commentary on the book of Genesis. And I really appreciate you guys. Those of you who are patrons already, thank you so much. Thank you so much. And also I want to give volunteers who wish to remain anonymous. We have, I think it's about 5. I think it's 5 people, yeah, who they tirelessly go through and they do these videos now. A lot of the earlier ones I had done myself, right? But they are going back and getting the ones I didn't do also, right? So lately it's all them. It's all them, like for quite some time now. So for a couple of years, I was always asking, can somebody please volunteer to help with this? And we have volunteers now. So may Hashem bless them wonderfully happy. Make sure to check that out. Sometimes if you're always with us in the live or the premiere, you might not realize that that's available. Usually within a couple of days, if you come back and check, you'll see the subjects, the topics that we discuss, they have time codes on them. And so you can just, instead of searching the video for that again, you can just check the description, click on the time code next to the subject you're interested in, and that will jump to that spot in the video for you. All right? Hope you guys have a blessed day, blessed evening, whatever the case may be. And I will see you tomorrow as we continue our fun work in the book of Koheleth, in the wisdom literature. Shalom, shalom.